Welcome back to Ben's Thoughts, and when I was a kid, we insulted people face to face. Well, I feel it's time to bring back my Ben's Thoughts segments. Remember, these are the videos where I don't salute anything, but I'm not ranting on it either. I'm just giving my honest opinions on it, and giving reasons why I'm not interested in it. So, the subject of today's video is anime. Let's not get violent here. Let me explain myself, okay? Now, at first I was afraid to do this video. I was afraid that no matter how much I tried to sugarcoat it, that I was going to tick off the legions of anime fans on the internet. But I decided that it has to be done, seeing as how people keep asking me my opinions on it. People will say I'm stupid for doing this, others will try to lynch me, but I don't care. I'm not afraid of anything. So, be ready to give up guns forever. Here are my thoughts on anime. Now, as all of you know, I'm a huge fan of animation. So, I'm always seeing if I can find interest in animation from other countries. Of course, anime is a type of animation that comes from the great country of Japan. Seeing as how I love the land of the rising sun, you're probably wondering if I would like anime. Well, my opinions on it are mixed. Calm yourselves, I've got some splaining to do. Well, I'll start with the fact that I grew up on cartoons that were wacky, fast-paced, chaotic, violent, somewhat offensive, and questioning of Einstein's theory of relativity. So, my childhood mind got used to cartoons like this, so I grew up expecting all cartoons to be like this. However, when I tried to watch certain anime shows that people have raved, I just couldn't get into them. I was used to something constantly happening in cartoons, so I just wasn't able to get interested in the slow pacing and storytelling that a lot of animes are known for. So, I tend not to be able to get into anime because I'm not interested in series with continuing story arcs that go on forever. Would you put those stinking guns down? Sheesh! I hate the Second Amendment. Anyway, I don't like shows with long story arcs because if I'm a late viewer and I tune in late, then I'm lost and I have no idea what's going on. And I know it may be my fault if I'm a late viewer, but I'm not always keeping track of the new shows that come on. I barely watch TV. So, if I'm a late viewer of an anime series, then I have to go back to the beginning and watch it from the beginning to know what's happening. But that would mean either waiting for reruns or watching it online. I don't have time to wait for reruns, and I don't like watching TV shows online unless I know I'm going to like it. So, that's one of my nitpicks about anime shows. A lot of them have story arcs that go on for a while. And I know that a lot of other anime shows are short and they don't last that long, but those are hard to come by for me. Not to mention, a majority of the story arcs are very dramatic and depressing if my research is correct. A lot of anime story arcs have very depressing moments and storylines, with Full Metal Alchemist being an example of that. That's another thing. I don't watch cartoons to be depressed, I watch them because I'm used to them being funny. Now, I'm not saying there can't be anime shows that are funny, but I'm not sure if what I think is funny would be featured in certain comedy anime shows. Now, I don't blame anime shows for having long story arcs. If that's the way they want to tell a story, then I have nothing against it. I'm just not the kind of person that has enough interest to sit and watch something that long. Stuff needs to happen to keep me interested. I'm sorry. Don't be ticked at me just because I was raised a certain way. There are a few other nitpicks I have with anime, and some of it has to do with the style. The style of anime to me seems kind of stiff. That's the best way I can describe it. In a lot of anime clips I've seen, the characters just stand and talk while their mouth's moving in one direction. And I know that maybe it's only a certain part of the show, but it seems to happen constantly in several anime shows I've seen. It isn't until an action scene where things really start to pick up, then the animation really gets going, and I have to admit, it looks fantastic. However, I just feel it doesn't make up for the long moments of the characters doing nothing. I mean, can you imagine somebody making shows with just the characters standing in one pose and doing nothing? Whoever does that should really be ashamed with themselves. To have much variety. Part of it looks the same. Do you know what I mean? It kind of feels like every single anime show is being animated by the same person. It's not like American animation where cartoons can look different and they have different styles. And sure, maybe some anime shows might have darker atmosphere or a cleaner look, but the animation style just looks the exact same to me. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That really isn't the fault of anime, mind you. It's that it's hard for me to find. I mostly love collecting DVDs of shows I like, but I usually only buy DVDs of a show I know I'm going to like. So, seeing as how I have to like a show before I can buy DVDs of it, there's got to be a way where I can watch anime shows, but then this leads to a problem. A lot of animes that get recommended to me are only available online, but like I said earlier, I don't like watching TV shows online unless I know I'm going to like it. Otherwise, I'd just be wasting my time. But we have TVs. Why can't I just watch anime on TV? But that leads to another problem. The only animes that air on TV are either crappy Saturday morning animes dubbed by 4Kids or adult-oriented anime aimed at adults that air on Adult Swim. Seeing as how I hate the state of Saturday morning cartoons, I would go with Adult Swim's lineup. Sadly, that again leads to another friggin' problem. Sheesh! If it's not one thing, it's another. Anyway, the anime that airs on Adult Swim air late at night, so I can't see them. You could say that I just should stay up to watch it, but I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm not going to stay up late at night to watch anime that I'm going to forget the morning I wake up because I'll be cranky due to me losing my sleep. So, there. But wait! There's a solution! Cartoon Network airs Toonami, a block dedicated to anime. And their anime is aimed at kids and adults. Yay! Now I can watch anime shows! Oh, wait, I forgot. Toonami isn't on anymore because the guys running Cartoon Network are stupid! Oh, for Pete's sake! My only source for watching animes that you guys recommend to me no longer airs. And you guys wonder why I'm nostalgic. And those are the only 3 nitpicks I have about anime. Now, I want to take time to talk about the fans. Then again, maybe not. Anime seems to be really freaking cool. I love the fact that in Japan, they're allowed to make animes more edgy than what you'd see over here. This is due to the difference in cultures. As in Japan, there can be certain mature content in anime that wouldn't even be touched upon for cartoons made for kids over here. This allows for adults to be able to watch animes that might not be aimed at adults, but they'll still like the edgy content that would be present in the show. A big example I can think of is the Pokemon episode Beauty and the Beach, where James enters a swimsuit contest dressed in drag, and he has inflatable breasts. Creepy, but edgy. I like it. Also, anime is allowed to show gruesome violence with gore and blood flying all over the place. Violence, so I approve of this as well. Animes doesn't affect kids whatsoever. The US should really take lessons from Japan. So, I like that anime has guts. Another thing I love about anime is its sense of imagination and adventure. I love going on adventures, and anime shows seem to be the best at taking viewers on adventures. Plus, despite me not being interested in anime, there are some anime series that I like, which I might not like as much as I did when I was a kid, but it's always great to watch when I'm in the mood for a nostalgia trip. Digimon, which I think is better than Pokemon. The action was better, the characters were better, the storylines were better, the villains were better, the humor was better. It was just better. However, it kind of went downhill as new seasons were made, with Season 4 being the worst. Humans digivolving? Whose dumb idea was that? Anyway, this was a great show that was a highlight of Saturday morning cartoons from my day. And my favorite anime, and one of my favorite animated shows, Dragon Ball Z. A show that has the best animated action that I ever seen. Although this show lasted a while, it's a show that I don't mind following all the way through. And a little bit of the show was filler, but the only filler I can't stand is the filler that has no point. But the filler that focuses on building character for the characters, I'm all for that. And the incredible action is what this show has going for it. It's awesome, and I love it. And I know a lot of you are going to say that these animes aren't quote-unquote worthy, but cut me some slack. At least I'm trying. And I'm also starting to build an interest in Hayao Miyazaki. I love animated movies, and he directs anime movies, so I'm interested in what he has to offer. I know he's a very well-respected filmmaker, and a lot of American animators are inspired by his work, and so I'm willing to check his work out. However, I've only seen Howl's Moving Castle, and I loved it. I found out that's not even his best. And if I loved Howl's Moving Castle so much, then the works he's really known for must be spectacular. I'll be looking forward to getting into Miyazaki's films in the future, after I'm done collecting all the Disney movies I want. And there are my thoughts on anime. Although I'm not that interested in it, I have nothing but respect for it. I know it has several fans, and I can see why. I'm not in the mood to get into a lot of anime shows, but there are a few that I like. I just prefer American animation because it just seems more for me. And if you like anime, then I've got nothing against you. However, there are better ways of expressing your love for it instead of saying that all other animation styles suck in comparison. If it wasn't for American animation, there never would have been anime. That's a fact. There. I've given my honest thoughts on anime. Now, what do you guys have to say about it? He said he still doesn't like anime. Get him! Yipe! Any last words? Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving?